Welcome back to cliffwilding.com. Now tonight we've got a special guest. It's Pedro Ivey. He's a famous bushwalker. He's been out bushwalking with the YHA for some years now. He's had a few disasters of late. Mount Bogong was one of them. You've probably heard about that. He's just set off on another hike. It was an unmitigated disaster. Pedro, what happened?
Well, we had 3 people going into the walls of Jerusalem National Park. Celine Lee, Paul Falzon and myself. Plane was meant to leave this morning. I got a call from Paul Falzon last night telling me he's got a filling that's fallen out of his mouth. He's in total agony. I told him to chomp down on a bit of wood for the hike. I've actually done that myself. But he refused. He wanted to see a dentist. I said, fair enough, Paul, if you have to pull out, you have to pull out. Came through with the bus fare, $180. It was me and Celine. So I ring Celine and I tell her this, and she says, fair enough, let's go. Then she calls me back an hour later and says, let's not go. In fact, I don't want to go alone with you on the hike. The hike was off. I couldn't do it on my own. I couldn't get the transport arranged. I've never bailed out on a hike like this in my life.
So Pedro, you've lost 2 team members on the hike before the hike's even started. What are you feeling at this point? It's got to be devastating.
Well, I can understand why a lot of people commit suicide on Christmas Day, because these sorts of things happen. I feel angry, and yet I have no one to really be angry about. Toothache, I can't help that. Another team member doesn't want to be with me. Now, I don't know why. I mean, yes, she was going to stay in my tent. I mean, you can ring any of my ex-girlfriends, I'm harmless. But when you put that much time into organising a hike, you've got all the equipment, all the food ready, the airfares are paid for, I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm devastated, I'm confused. What else can I say?
Patras, Paul pulled out with a medical condition. He had a filling fall out. That's legitimate, fair enough. But Celine pulled out with no medical problem whatsoever. That's got to upset you.
I am no sexual pervert. I don't think my history shows any signs of sexual perversion. Okay, 2 is not quite a safe number to go hiking with, but we had an EPIRB, we had compasses, we had navigation equipment, GPSs. You know, these people, okay, things changed, they got upset. What really, I don't know if it upsets me, but I put forward to them that we could organise a shorter hike, a 3 or 4 day hike. Paul could get his filling fixed. And I can't blame them for not coming, because that wasn't the offer. But I think it would have shown a strength of character, a genuineness to want to hike, to come along and salvage the situation. And I think it does upset me that they didn't follow through on that.
Now Patras, the big one's coming up. New Zealand in January, 2 weeks, rated hard. You've organised this with the same organisation, the YHA. How many people, you've got 6 people enrolled right now. How are you feeling about this trip? You've got to be nervous.
Look, New Zealand, I go there every year. I love New Zealand. And I have rated this hike as hard, and I haven't had my fulfilment over Christmas. So I'm telling you, if you're watching this and you're coming to New Zealand, prepare to suffer. Because we're going hard, by the rules, 8 hours hiking, up steep hills. You and your body is going to suffer because I want it, and I want it bad. See you on the hike.